Hello, my name is Riese and I'll be showing you a little trick for using the unit circle. This is an important fundamental when you're going on to later mathematics. For example, geometry, it will lay the foundations for a lot of your trig. You will use said trig in algebra, and once you get good at algebra, that will build onto calculus if you happen to get that far. Perfect. Now that we've got that out of the way, this is our unit circle. As you can see, the radius along the circle is 1. And also, another thing to note is that the x value is going to be the cosine value and the y value is going to be the sine value. All of these that you see here are reference angles. These are in radians. And then these are going to be the coordinates at said reference angle. Once you have that understanding down, you can take a look at what I have in my hand. As you can see, the up arrow is going to point toward what fingers you should be looking at to see what the cosine or x value is going to be. The down arrow is going to show you what fingers you should be looking at, approximately, to get the y or sine values. And then the arrow off to the side is just a reminder that you can use these values to get tangent or sine over cosine. Perfect. So if we wanted to take a look at pi over 6, I would simply move my finger and look, it's pi over 6. The top arrows or top fingers are going to be 3. That seems pretty consistent. And the bottom finger is 1. Also seems pretty consistent. Just remember that the numerator is going to be the square root of either 1, 2, or 3. Of course, the square root of 1 is 1, so it doesn't necessarily have a square root number. And the bottom number is always going to be 2. Simple, right? Fantastic. So let's see if that works out for all the rest of them. When we go to pi over 4, it's pretty nice because it's always square root of 2 over square root of 2. And both of them are basically square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. Yay! Simple. The next one is pi thirds. That means that this coordinate is going to be 1 over 2, comma, square root of 3 over 2. Simple. So, that might not quite hold true for pi over 2 and angles like 0 to pi. Well, you're not completely in luck. Just consider this finger as representing your y and this finger as representing your x. And then you remember that for this finger, it's only in the x. And if the radius is always 1, then that means that this value is going to be 1, 0. And this value is only in the y. So this value is going to be 0, 1. Once you understand all of that, it's pretty nice because this is actually the foundation for the rest of the unit circle. Ta-da! You just have to remember what quadrant you're in to make sure that you know which one's positive and which one's negative. Just in your head, think about whether or not the x is going to be negative, the y is going to be negative, both of them are negative, none of them are negative. And just keep practicing that, especially when you're potentially given a angle that isn't necessarily part of the unit circle, but it is a little bit past 2 pi, so it might be a little bit more. Another thing that's really cool is that anything with the reference angles that has the same denominator will have the same coordinates, except you have to consider what is negative and what's positive. For instance, pi over 6 is going to be square root of 3 over 2, comma, 1 over 2, while 5 pi over 6 is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2, comma, 1/2. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.